So Claude Code has been going more viral than I believe it always has been. I've used it since last February, but because of this, I think people are generally using it wrong. You can type a vague output, get messy results, and then it's easy to blame the model. You probably suck at telling it what you want. There's a difference. In this video, I'm going to give you the exact crash course from zero to building a live app so you don't have to waste so many tokens again. By the end of this, you'll know how to plan properly, build feature by feature, test everything, and let Claude build apps for you autonomously. Let's get into it. So a mistake beginners can make is that they open a terminal and they type something like, build me a web app for saving prompts. And then Claude will go off, generate a bunch of files, maybe for a front end and a local storage for the back end. And then you look at it and you go, you know what, this isn't really exactly what I wanted. Well, like they say, if you put garbage in, you're gonna get garbage out. And the thing is, the models are incredible now. They are very good. So if you don't get great output, it's because your input wasn't good to begin with. So if I were to type something like, build me a prompt library, it will build me a prompt library. But will it have tags? Does it have folders? Is it local or is it cloud? What are all the search functions that I want to have? Well, it doesn't know any of that. And it might, because the models are so good, it might implement something of those natures already for you without you having to tell it. But I guarantee you that the more you play with it, you're gonna be like, oh, I really wanted this, I wanted that. So I'm gonna show you a way to help alleviate those issues from the beginning. So the question is, how do we make a great plan? Well, let me show you. Okay, so the first thing is I have Claude open, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit Shift Tab. Now, this is going to cycle until I get to plan mode. Now, I'm going to type this prompt, which I will have for you that you can use as well, but I want to build an AI prompt library app, a local web app where I can save, organize, tag, and search my best AI prompts. Please help me create a plan, write it as a PRD markdown file. And all PRD stands for is product requirements document. You'll probably see it in a lot of places, but all it's doing is it's like a guideline for the AI model to build the app. And so Claude Code, because I'm in plan mode, it asked me some questions like what my tech stack is, how should the prompts be stored, what features are must-haves for version 1, and do I want like light and dark mode? For now, I just want dark mode. So I'll go ahead and submit my answers. Okay, so it finished, and this is the PRD that it has created. So here is the overview. It kind of gave me the stack. Here's the database schema. Here's a project structure that it came up with. You know, it's kind of a lot. Here are the features. So CRUD, the tagging system, categories, folders, full text search, template variables. We'll go into this, but here's all the API routes. Here are some database details because we're using SQLite. Here's everything. Here's the actual PRD that it came up with. Okay, so now this is even better than probably just even a month or so ago, right? This has gotten really good, and then we're also be able to run this locally. Now we can take this one step further, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up Claude Code again. And I want to say, interview me in detail using the AskUserQuestion tool, which is very powerful, about technical implementation, UI, UX concerns, and trade-offs. Ask me one question at a time. Okay, so now it read the PRD, and it's going to start asking me a bunch of questions about this. So for instance, here's how do we want to categorize, right? So each prompt belongs to one folder or none, or basically a single prompt can live in multiple different categories. Let's just go ahead and do that one. So now it's going to basically move on to the next question, and it's going to what we'll do after this is we'll update the PRD afterwards. So for the homepage default view, how do you want prompts sorted and displayed when you first open the app? So probably want recently modified first. And I'm not going to go through all these questions with you, but I'm going to go ahead and go through all these, and I'll show you the PRD that I initially came up with, which was very good, and then also with the updated one as well. Okay, so we can see that it is done now. It actually updated with 10 different decisions, asked me quite a few questions, and kind of here are some things like, for instance, I don't need drag and drop ordering and such. But if I close that and now I look at, this is the original compared to the updated, you can see what it removed, what it's added. Like there's quite a few differences to the PRD. Okay, and this means that when we go to create this, it's going to build it more based on what I actually wanted it to. And because I asked it to ask me more questions, I kind of got a better thought or ideas of what I wanted. Okay, great. Now we're ready. So what I'm just going to now tell Claude to do is okay, now build one feature at a time, commit early and commit often. And what it's going to do is now it's going to go through the PRD, and then it's going to understand what we need, and then just build one thing at a time until it's complete. And then we'll eventually see the end result. Okay, and typically always the longest part is the first setup, is like setting up the project. So here it's already started to set up the app with all the libraries and everything that we're going to need to actually run this before it goes into like actually all the features that we would see and be displayed for us to use. And then now here it's actually going through all of the database. So because we're using SQLite 3, we don't need a separate server. It's just going to be here within the project, and it's creating all of the tables and everything that we need to actually save our prompts and be able to have the search functionality and favorite things and all that. Okay, great. So now you kind of have an understanding of how I would plan something. I would have it interview me about asking more questions on what I actually want with my app, because when somebody asks you questions about what you want, then you kind of start thinking and coming up with these ideas. Oh, you know what? That sounds great. Maybe I don't really want that. Okay, so this is how I would plan things. This is going to save you headaches in the future, I promise. Okay, so I want to also explain to you skills, because these are very important. I'm going to briefly go over these because I already have another video that goes into more detail about skills that you can watch right up here, or you can find in the description. But just to quickly go over something, whenever you build anything with Claude Code, maybe not just an app, but the way you build an app, or let's say you wanted to research about something, a particular topic, and you have it create a summary for you on your local machine, well, you don't want to have to do the same thing over and over every time, explaining what you want, how you want it, what it should look like, and so forth, right? That you should not be doing. So what Claude skills are is a way that you can build something once, and then you just tell Claude what you want again, and it already knows because it created a skill for the specific action that you want done. For instance, here I have a YouTube video, or a YouTube folder, sorry, as I'm making a YouTube video, and here I had a Claude beginners file with analysis, description, all these markdown files that help me with my video creation process. And what I've done is, if I open Claude, I have created a skill for this. So if I type /YouTube, you can see the idea is to plan a YouTube video inspired by reference transcript, for whatever I want to actually build. So for instance, if I want a Claude beginner guide, I want to create one, I could have some research done by transcribing YouTube scripts, and then I want to have my own spin on it, and then I go develop something, and then I will end up making a video with the hooks, the script, the filming guide, the analysis of those other ones, so it can tell me maybe what I can improve on, etc., and then like titles that I potentially use for my video. Okay, and so instead of going through the same step over and over and over again, I can just use this skill to go through the whole process that I've already described for it, and it will then do that for me. I don't have to always talk to it because it already knows how to do that. Likewise, if I created a journal skill /journal, where what it's going to do is just ask me what I've done for today and what I've done yesterday, and I'll just talk to it, and it'll create a markdown file based on that on my local machine for that day. And when I type /journal, well, look at that. I have a journal folder with, guess what? I have a skill markdown file, which is exactly all this is a markdown file explaining to Claude what I want to do. I have a supporting summary file if I want to send that in an email, but I don't have to do that if I don't want to. I could just have the skill markdown file. And this is relatively simple, right? The real thing you need is the name and the description, and then it'll auto-generate some instructions on what this skill is. Right, but like I said, I have a video that you can watch up here that goes into more detail, and I help you create your own skill so that you really understand all this is. And this is very helpful, but as a beginner, once you get into this and start using these, you'll really understand the value of skills. Okay, so I had mentioned building projects autonomously. What does that mean? Well, what I'm going to show you is something called the Ralph loop, and I have a video that I'll show you right up here and also be in the description where we build everything, but I just want to introduce this to you as a beginner, because you may not be ready for this yet, but that's okay. You will be ready. It's just repeating, repetition, and doing these things over and over again with Claude Code to feel comfortable with it, and then you can move on, right? But this is amazing. I'm going to show you kind of what I've done already and how it works. So there are some plugins that you can install. So let's go ahead and open Claude again. and there are two here. So I have /PRD. This PRD, it generates what we've already done, a product requirements document. So for a new feature, right? It uses when planning a feature, starting a new project, or when asked to actually create a PRD. And then we have one called /Ralph. So this converts those PRDs, markdown files, to a JSON format. So the Ralph autonomous agent system can use that and build whatever it is from that PRD story by story, just like you would as an engineer, and then build those features out until you have the complete app or design, whatever it is that you're building. And essentially, this is a loop that keeps going. It makes sure the tests are passing. It updates in a progress text file. So for instance, right here, I started this in late January whenever I made the video. And here's what it did on the first story. So US-001, that's just the first story. And then here moved on the second one. These are what it changed. This is what it did. So it went through all of this based on this JSON file that it created. And how it created this was just asking me questions about what I wanted to build, right? So here I want to build a personal task board, and it did. And it went through all of these stories. So all of these are little stories that it created and went through one by one. We know that it passed, meaning that it tested all of these little features for the story. It passed them and then it moved on to the next one until it built the whole complete, which again, you can find that in the description as well. Us going through the whole thing and we're building that from start to the end. Whenever it's done, I went here into my local host. And now you can see here, I had started this, but it created this for me where I can create tasks, what I have for today. I don't have anything today right now, but finishing this video I'm working on, and the priority is high. I want this today. Today's the 22nd, and I'm going to create the task. Okay, so now I have a task, and today you can see that I have it here. I can also change the color schemes if I want dark, light, anything that I want to do with this, okay? And that's great, and we can go through all the dates. But it created this, and it asked me what I wanted to build, and we went through a similar process, planning it out, and then it went through everything on its own without really asking me questions along the way. It just did it for me. I let it go for about 15 to 20 minutes. I came back and it was done. Okay, so as this is a beginner course, what I want to do is I want to share some tips with you about what you can do to improve with maybe content management or context management and improve what you're doing with Claude Code. Okay, so here's tip number one. Don't obsess over MCPs, plugins, all these extra things, right? Just start with Claude Code, do something that we've done here, and then as you just talk with Claude Code, kind of like a chatbot, right? But the more you get familiar with it, this is a tool, right? All this is a tool, just like anything else that you're going to see with AI, whether it's N8N, whether it's another Python framework, right? They're all tools to use to accomplish what we want to do. So don't obsess over all the extra things yet, just get comfortable with this, and then as you progress and get more comfortable, then move on to understanding MCP servers, all these plugins, then start working on some skills that'll really help you out, okay? And tip number two, use plan mode, okay? As we did earlier, plan mode will really help you out before it just starts writing code, because as you write code without planning something, it has a lot of things to sift through as you want to use more context, use more tokens, and then as it does that, it could potentially make some more mistakes. But if you do everything in the beginning, you're going to have a better chance in the future to build on top of something that is already working well. And we know that it's been tested. Okay. Tip number three, treat this like an engineer, like a senior software engineer. Don't treat it like it's something that's magic, okay? Because if you treat it like it's magic, then it might do some magical things, but you don't understand what it's doing. And it also a lot of times not going to do what you actually want it to do. So be specific with what you want to do. So include your prompting, any inputs that you have. As I already mentioned, use plan mode, but you can also just use ChatGPT or something to help you create a prompt for you just by describing it. Say, hey, give me some more details on what you think, and then copy paste it over here into Claude Code. Okay, you can do something like that as well. And for the last tip, Claude Code, you will run into the context management. So at some point it'll say, oh, you're using up a high percentage of what you can use within this Claude Code session, right? When you open up something, it is a session. So what you can do is you can say /clear. This is going to clear the whole conversation and free up a lot of context or all of it. Or you can say /compact, which will keep a summary of the context So it'll reduce the percentage of what it knows about what you're building within the session, but it won't clear everything up. So it'll have a summary, plus you can still keep going on with this current session. Okay, so it had a couple things. It was I already had another local server running that I forgot. So once I killed that, and now the dev server is running here. Now we can come here and look, this is what it is. So I had it give me already kind of just create some prompts, right? So whenever it does that, it comes here to open something on the right-hand side so that you can just basically copy and paste this. So here are some template variables. I can do copy as text or markdown. So I can put code to review the language and then the actual code, and then that will be the prompt. Okay, so good. And then I don't have any favorites yet. So let me try to favorite some. Let's see, kind of favorite that one, this one, and this one. Now if I go to favorites, cool. I assume those are the ones that I actually did. But here, categories, so I only wanted to go 2 levels deep. So if I have coding, then I can only do code review and debugging. Same thing for writing, blog posts, social media, and so forth. So when I open these, again, they come over here on the right-hand side. Okay, I could also, let's see if I can edit these. Come in here, I could change the category, add more tags, then update that. Okay, awesome. Then if I want to search code, that was kind of a little laggy, so but I would kind of fix that, right? And then what? So where's okay, so it looks like some of the searching functionality I have to maybe fix a little bit. Okay, maybe it wasn't very specific about how I wanted to be searched. So I don't want it to go to a different screen. I want it to just stay on that screen and just filter within that screen, right? I don't like that it goes to a separate page. But okay, that's fine. That's something that I can fix, right? That's not a big deal. But this is the app that I promised that I would show you at the very end. So this was kind of your crash course for Claude Code, showed you what you can do as a beginner, and then kind of what to look forward to with other videos that I have made that are a little bit more advanced once you get comfortable. Okay, thank you for sticking around. All of this will be, if you want more information, in my free school community down in the description below. Okay, thank you for watching. Here are some more videos for you to watch right now.